What fruit can you plant in September? Welcome to Gardening with Ben. I hope you've watched the previous two videos on what vegetables to sow and what flowers to sow in the previous two videos. So if not, go and check them out as well. So what fruit can we plant this month? September, October is a great time for planting fruit, when the plants are dormant and they'll settle into the ground before the winter comes, and then the wet weather will help them grow and establish their roots in the garden. So if you're starting off an allotment or wanting a fruit patch area, this is the perfect video for you. So first up is strawberries. Now if you've got strawberry plants, they'll be sending out all the runners. Make sure you put them into the soil to get more plants, or if not, ask someone on the other allotment sites and they may share some with you. But yeah, strawberry plants are great to plant at this time of year. Next up is raspberries. Now these can spread everywhere. The roots on them travel all over the place and they'll pop up where you don't want them. So be careful where you plant your raspberries, because they can take over and the roots travel for ages. Next up is blackberries. Now I've grown a thornless blackberry and it's one of the best things that I've grown on my plot, and I've seen it available in most supermarkets and garden centres now. And yeah, have a look around and get a thornless blackberry, and they grow so fantastic and you don't get prickled from them, which is an absolute bonus. Next up are your currants, like your black currants, your red currants, your white currants. Make sure you plant them somewhere where there's plenty of space, because they will bush out once they get growing and established. And yeah, obviously make sure you can try and net them somehow to stop the birds from eating them all. The only issue is that you've got to pull out all the stalks when you're picking them, but if you don't mind that, have a go at growing some currants and try making some jam. Next up is gooseberries. Now gooseberries are very thorny, so be careful where you plant them, because you will get prickled from them, and especially when you're harvesting them. I grow the red variety. They don't often see the red ones. The red ones are sweet, the green ones are sour, so if you don't mind the sour taste, grow green ones, but if you want a nice sweet tasty one, grow the red ones. I highly recommend growing the red variety of gooseberry. Fruit trees. Most places will be having the fruit trees out in the shops now. You'll start seeing them all in the entrances of the shops, and yeah, I've grown mine from the supermarket ones, and I've had mine in years now, talking about 20 years. Fruit trees were the first things that I bought for the allotment. I bought a Victoria plum, I bought a cooking apple tree, and I bought some eating apples, and they've done absolutely fantastic. Great varieties and great harvests off them as well. So if you're wanting to plant your fruit trees, now is the perfect time to start planting them. Again, think about where you're going to be planting them, because that's where they're going to grow and be forever unless they die. But yeah, have a go at growing fruit trees and make sure they're well spaced apart, and think about the permanent location of where you're going to be planting them. Finally is blueberries. Now blueberries need to grow in ericaceous compost, which means it's an acid compost. That's the variety of compost that you need to grow them in. So I grow mine in pots sunk into the ground, or obviously if you're growing them straight into the ground, make sure you add the right compost into the ground and the ericaceous feed to help feed the blueberries. And again, obviously when they start fruiting, net them over, because the birds will eat them and you need to protect them as well from the birds. One more, it wasn't the last one, is rhubarb crowns. Now I've got 16 rhubarb crowns on my allotment. They've been on here 20 years now, and they are well worth the money. Rhubarb is so expensive to buy in the supermarket now, and it's so easy to grow. And yeah, space them apart. Make sure you put some mulch around them to keep the weeds down and keep them moist, and you can get great harvest from them. Don't harvest in the first year. I know it's tempting when you see the rhubarb growing, but you need to let the crown settle into the ground and harvest in the second year, and then you can harvest every year after that. Just make sure you don't harvest it in its first year. So that is what fruit you can plant this month in September. Make sure you share it to all your allotment friends and to your groups. Make sure you share it to everybody, and if you're not following us, drop us a follow. Until next time everyone, remember, keep smiling, keep shining, and keep gardening with Ben everyone.